Hi everyone, I'm Amesha from the Acasus recruitment team and welcome to our monthly podcast session. Today I will be speaking with Arthur-Nils, one of our project managers who has been supporting our activities and team in the DRC for over 8 months now. Together we will dive into his journey and explore the insights he's gained during this exciting chapter. So welcome to the podcast, Arthur-Nils.
Hi.
And thank you so much again for accepting my invitation. Before we dive into today's conversation, could you please introduce yourself and share what inspired you to join Acasus?
Absolutely, Amishe. I'm Arthur-Nils. I'm the project manager for the Acasus team in DRC. As part of my role, I oversee the delivery of all Acasus work streams in the country. My background is in business. I began my careers with roles in investment banking and tech, but I really found my place when I moved to management consulting. At Accenture in Paris, I was working as a strategy manager, and I was focusing on sustainability, specifically on climate strategy and energy. Um, Back then, I got involved in various CSR and social impact activities. And so when considering my next steps, joining Acasus in DRC, it just felt like a natural progression. It offered a chance to deepen my impact and return to Africa, a continent close to my heart since I grew up in Cameroon. The job combined my passion for strategy and sustainability with a genuine desire to make a difference in people's lives. So that was really an opportunity I couldn't pass up.
It's such an incredible journey, and it's also amazing how your background and personal connection to Africa have aligned with your work here at Acasus. As for my next question, what was it like moving to the DRC and starting your work there? What were some of the key aspects of this transition? How did you adapt?
Um, it was definitely a big transition from my everyday life in Paris. I did my best to learn about the local culture and context, but you only get the real full picture once you're on the ground. Fortunately, the Acasis team here was incredibly supportive. They introduced me to stakeholders. They helped me navigate local dynamics. Most importantly, they really made me feel included from day one within the team. Maybe one funny hiccup right at the start. My plane had a mechanical issue and I got stuck in Brazzaville. So this is a city in the other Congo, and I had to stay there overnight. It's certainly not how I pictured my first day, but after that, things went fairly smoothly. I think staying curious, being open-minded, and learning from colleagues made all the difference. So yes, in 2025, I'm even planning to learn Lingala, which is one of the local languages, to further integrate into the local culture.
It sounds like quite an adventure right from the start, but it's also so great to hear how supportive the Acasus team was in helping you to settle in. Um, can you share some of the key projects you've been involved with within the DRC?
Absolutely. In my role, I oversee all of Acasus projects in DRC, which have so far been focused on immunization. One major initiative we are carrying out is supporting polio eradication in the southeastern provinces of DRC. With our support, the government identified 3,000 communities which previously had little to no immunization coverage. So by working closely with local teams, we ensured that 75% of those communities were reached within just 4 weeks. So that was definitely a significant milestone for us. Beyond polio, we're also helping the government develop and implement a strategy to strengthen routine immunization across the country. And this entails coordinating government officials, international funders, various partners. It's very stimulating and the potential impact is immense.
That's incredible, especially like reaching 75% of those communities in just 4 weeks. What an impact. Looking back on your journey so far, what are some of the key lessons you've learned in your role, and how have these shaped how you view international development?
Sure. One of the biggest lessons I've learned is the importance of balancing speed with collaboration. In our work, people's well-being is at stake, so moving quickly is often crucial and instinctive. However, to truly maximize our impact, it's essential to work in alignment with a broad network of partners, including the government, funders, NGOs, local communities. This means not rushing ahead in isolation, but finding the right pace that allows us to bring everyone on board. I mean, after all, you can have the best solution, but it will fall short if it doesn't have the necessary support and alignment. Um, Additionally, I'd say determination and a positive mindset are essential. There are, ups and downs and challenges that can and will arise unexpectedly. So staying focused and optimistic helps navigate those rough patches. Finally, I'd say adaptability is equally important. There's no one size fits all solution in international development. So ultimately, I keep the end goal in sight. It's dedicating most of my energy to maximizing outcomes for citizens and driving meaningful impacts.
Thank you for sharing, Arthur-Nils. Balancing speed with collaboration definitely sounds crucial, especially when people's well-being is on the line. And now to wrap up today's discussion, I'd love to ask the question I ask at the end of every Acasus podcast episode. So this goes, what's your favorite memory of working with Acasus so far?
There are a lot of good memories, but if I had to pick one moment, it would definitely be my first field visit. Prior to that visit, I'd spent most of my time in Kinshasa. I was working on theory, strategy, planning, approaches, but this visit was a real game changer for me. I went on a trip to see firsthand how health initiatives are implemented in the field, and to test the strategy that we were developing to reach isolated riverine communities in southeastern DRC. So the aim was to move beyond planning and to truly understand how we could make our efforts more effective to reach those remote areas. The journey itself was quite an adventure. We were boarding small planes, navigating poorly maintained roads, taking boats to access those really remote riverine communities. And these challenges, I think, really opened my eyes on what it takes to actually access those areas for the local health workers. Along the ways, I met members of the communities and listened to their experiences. And this direct engagement was eye-opening. It provided valuable feedback from local health workers and community members. It really allowed me to adjust our approach based on real world conditions and better understand the complexities on the ground. Ultimately, this visit reinforced the importance of adaptability and staying connected to the communities we serve, reminding me why our work matters and how it's crucial it is to make a real difference in people's lives.
Such a powerful experience. Thank you for sharing, Arthur-Nils. It really shows how important it is to listen and adapt based on what's actually happening on the ground. Once again, Arthur-Nils, thank you very much for taking the time to share your experiences with us, and thank you to everyone who has been listening. For more podcast episodes, please visit our Spotify channel under the name Acasus Podcast, and don't forget to follow us on our social media platforms, LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram. We'll be back soon with the next podcast episode. Stay tuned, stay safe, and take care.